to my channel. I'm doing live mini tarot readings for $15, and I'm so excited to be back here with you. Thank you for everybody who's clicking onto the chat, who has supported me and my channel. I really appreciate it. When you guys purchase readings from me, it helps me to be able to continue this channel and be able to post free content and do my Manifest With Me series and be able to do the pick a card readings and even sometimes do these live sessions for free. So just thank you guys so much for your support. Like, it means a lot. YouTube demonetized me a couple years ago because it's like a long story, but like, you guys have no idea how much this means to me, and I just want to say thank you so much. And I'm proud to have a channel that's just completely supported by subscribers, and I don't know, it's just so fun we get to connect like this. And I hope that you find these messages uplifting and inspiring and helpful, and that I encourage you to dig into the tarot yourself. So we're going to move forward now with the next person, which is Bruno. So Bruno, you're wondering, is this the right time for you and your partner to start a business? So let's go ahead and look into that for Bruno. Hmm. You know what? I'm gonna say yes, but I'm actually seeing it actually getting started and getting more off the ground in February. So there is this message that, we are in the middle of the death season, the winter season, and it doesn't really matter what side of the equator you're on. It's still like, it's like a vibe, the wheel of the year. And this is the time of the hermit. This is the time where we go within. This is the time where we rest and we retreat, and we're looking back over everything that happened this year. And you can start a business anytime. And in fact, I suggest you just go for it, because it's important to start. It's never going to be the perfect time. However, if you're going to manifest anything, which a business is like giving birth to something, it's like a manifestation, you have a very clear intention on what it is that you want. You want to make sure that you have a strong vision board, and then you've written out some goals. And I even suggest to throw a little bit of manifestation into it. Write out your goals and then rewrite them as if it's already happened. Like, I'm so thankful that my partner and I have a business that makes us consistently over $10,000 a month, and we have this many customers or clients, and this is the kind of work that we're doing, and we get, we've been featured here and in this magazine and this publication and on this channel, and we've traveled the world, and we've, like, what is that ultimate dream? What does that ultimate goal look like? And then you want to reverse engineer your way back from there. And I have a lot of experience with this because I have started 3 businesses in my life. One of them was a business where I taught swim lessons at people's houses. The second one, I was a fashion stylist and creative director, and I worked in Hollywood. And the third, you're looking at it. And I'm young, I'm still figuring stuff out, but I've helped other people launch their businesses. And the one thing I think that really helps people get businesses off the ground is just having that clear intention. There's something powerful about the vision board, and there's something very powerful about having things written down. And so, a business plan too. There's so many great resources. Go on Pinterest, a little cheesy, but like, there's some great resources for starting businesses, and I think those are some things that you can do right now. So what do you need to do to start the business? Start there. And you guys, this is the perfect time to do that. This is the perfect time to make a vision board. This is the perfect time to write things down, start journaling, start getting organized. Now, what I'm seeing is that there's going to have to be a lot of investments are made. I mean, sometimes you have to purchase like a printer that makes labels. Sometimes you have to purchase tools, materials, and supplies. with this business, I was kind of lucky because all I needed was a tripod, my phone, and like tarot cards and some crystals. But my fashion business was completely different. That took a lot of money. That took a lot of investment. So a lot of times, it's easy to just jump right in and start spending the money and start investing. But this isn't it's a path you can buy, and sometimes that's how people will get themselves kind of in a financial burden. They'll buy all the stuff. They'll order a bunch of shit from AliExpress, but then it comes or it doesn't come because of supply chain issues. And then it's like they don't have the motivation, or like, you're probably gonna have to make a website, get on TikTok, Instagram, social media to push this business forward in some way. So I'd start there. That's free. I would start with just talking about the thing that you want to sell, or establishing your presence, hyping things up, document the process. Gary Vee, follow him. Been talking about him a little bit tonight. He's such a great resource for starting a business, being an entrepreneur online. Um, you know, Starting like there, just starting with documenting, like, with what you have is good. You don't have to invest anything other than your time, and it's free. You can even start making a free website. You can go on squarespace.com and start making your website, build it for free, and then get like a free trial. And then when you're ready to put it live, then you can start paying for it. So there's going to be some investments that need to be made, and a lot of people just jump straight to that. But the first step is usually getting the knowledge that you need. So maybe start researching marketing, coming up with a plan, like starting to make time in your schedule, because that's going to be the hardest thing, is just like the daily habits and the daily routines. You can start that for free by setting aside that half hour a day to watch those YouTube videos and take notes, to go on Gary Vee's profile and take notes, to start making a plan for the content that you want to make, and to start getting organized, and to make the vision board and write all that. And like, you start doing that 5-6 days a week, scheduling the time with your partner and getting on that routine, and then it starts becoming a habit. And at that point, then you can start with the money and make the investments and buy the tools and materials and supplies. And like, that's how you know it's like going to be a good investment, and you're not just going to drop the ball and forget about it. You have to start the habit first, to start showing up first, start building the momentum. So I actually see that the fear is just the worry about like the recession and what's going on in the world. And this can actually be a really great time to start a business. There's so many beautiful businesses that have been started in the recession, or that started in the pandemic, or like sometimes it's like tough times and that kind of push you to just take that risk. And I know there's a lot of fear going out there, and it's like, oh my God, Twitter just laid off all these people, and make cuts everywhere, and maybe it's not a good time to be extending all this resources. And I would kind of agree. Like, that's why I'm cautioning you towards like buying all the shit right now. Like, start with what you have. Like, when I first started this channel, I started with a blanket on the ground. I didn't even have a tripod. I was holding my phone and it was like shaky. And everybody in the comments was like, oh my God, why is the phone shaking? Like, why not just like get a tripod? I eventually did. But hey, one of those shaky videos ended up getting 500,000 views. Back in the old days of YouTube, the good old days. So you'd be surprised, like you might, you can start creating with very little. So I think it's hilarious that we're getting the King of Wands here, because this is the entrepreneur. This is like the one card in the entire deck that symbolizes like an entrepreneur. So you're meant to go on this path. And I see that, this is like a fantasy of yours, and you guys are kind of feeling indecisive about it because it's something you talk about all the time. But you have to realize that all of those discussions that you've had, those late night discussions when you're cuddling and you're talking about dream and you're fantasizing about it, like that energy has gone out to the universe, and like it's coming back to you. So this is the Six of Swords. This is a beautiful message about the rainbow that comes after the storm, leaving difficult times behind. This is going to be a really great bonding opportunity for you and your partner, and it's going to give you hope. And you know what? It doesn't matter what path you choose. It just matters that you choose something, anything, and that you stay consistent and that you stick with it, and it will be successful. So you have to know that your business is guaranteed to be successful so long as you're stubborn enough to stick to the path and you put the years in and you put the time in and you stay consistent and you don't give up and you're willing to adapt and change, which if you need to make a change, you need to adapt, the universe will push you in the right direction. The doors will close, other ones will open. So it's a journey you're getting ready to embark upon, and I think it's smart that you're like, is this time? Like, I think you're not stupid about like the commitment and like what it's going to take and like what you're entering into. That's why you guys have kind of been like the hangman. You've been kind of waiting because like you know that this is going to take a lot of investment, not just resources and money, but like time. And that's what I'm seeing here. But here's the outcome. I see this, like, the lovers, like you and your partner, like being so in love and so close and like bonding over this experience. And also I see abundance, I see money, I see prosperity, I see wealth for you guys. So this is what you guys really love to do, and I'm actually seeing February, like that would be the month I'd launch the website, or I'd definitely get the social media going. I'd spend the time from now till then vision boarding and getting ready and getting plans and research, and then commit by February. And 2023 is a great year to do this. So I'm sending you and your partner so much love and light on your journey of starting this business. I hope that this message resonates with you, and we're going to move on to the next person. So who's next? Okay, Little Joe is next. What's up, Little Joe? Hmm. 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 Okay, so you started dating this guy named Niels, and he's pretty cool, and like, you guys aren't exclusive yet, but like, it's totally heading in that direction. However, you met this guy named Nico while you were traveling, and you guys have stayed in touch, and you feel like they're your soulmate. You have such strong feelings for them, and you've been talking about meeting next year, maybe. And so you're kind of stuck because you're like, should I just forget about Niels and just keep moving forward with Nico? Even though it's like long distance and it's not for sure, like, and just kind of work towards that? Or should you just move forward with Niels and maybe start, moving towards locking it down? Wow. I can see that your heart is just being torn two different directions here, and I hope I can help. So let's just pull Nico versus Niels. Nico. Gosh, it's really, really hard. Okay, so a couple things. First of all, this is so sweet because this card flew out, and it kind of flew out outside of these piles to kind of say, like, you're not really interested in deceiving anybody. I think, like, this thing with Niels was kind of unexpected, and, like, you and Nico have kind of had this thing going, and, like, but it's long distance, and it's, like, no labels and stuff. Like, you're a free person, but it's like, if shit keeps going further with Niels, like, it could get to a point to where if you continue talking to Nico, it would be inappropriate and maybe a little deceptive. So if you're going to continue with Niels, you're going to have to cut Nico out. And, you know, the whole like, let's stay friends things or this or that can get complicated because, you know, imagine if you were in a relationship with somebody and you found out that they were like still talking, or even if it was just platonic with someone that they had such soul connection with. Like, in order for you to commit with Niels and move forward and like really do the thing and lock it down, you'd probably have to go no contact with Nico. You know, no heart in the social media, no little, hey, how are you doing, or what's going on text. Like, just, you know, be appropriate and move forward and commit to the relationship and give it a shot, you know. And I think that you're not interested in that. Like, you're really interested in like choosing one or the other. And like, I get this message that, you know, one thing I was thinking is like, if you choose Niels, like, you can just ride that out and there's no problem. And if it doesn't work out, circling back to Nico and seeing like, hey, where are you at? You don't want to put someone on the shelf. You don't want to line them up or keep someone on the shelf, you know. But I don't know. There's no harm in that. Like, to just ride it out, follow your path, and if something doesn't work out, just kind of see where Nico's at. I'm sure if Nico cares about you, Nico will understand. The cards are definitely reflecting like how much you care about Nico and like how like they entered into your life at like the perfect time and like helped you heal, and just like the magic you had with them when you were traveling. And like there's a part of you that wonders like, is this my person, and like thinking about a future, and maybe you guys have like really been talking about that. But I think right now, like, I just don't think you would have attracted Niels or even went on dates and taken it this far if you really, really did want to be with Nico. Because I think it would have been hard for your heart to even open to someone else. You know, I think what's probably more important to you is that you're in a relationship, you're with someone, and, you know, it's hard, but Nico's so far away. So it seems like you're already kind of detaching from him, and you kind of know what you need to do. And like, it's almost like choosing yourself first. Is there a lot to receive in this relationship with Nico? Yes. But I just see a lot of conflict with it being long distance. And I don't know if the door is necessarily closing, but when I compare this to Niels over here, yes, it's hilarious. They know exactly what we're talking about because we're seeing the new love card here. And we're seeing that you guys knew each other in a past life. And like, that's why it just feels so familiar. And I see that like there's like a friendship here with Niels, that like it's kind of like friends to lovers kind of energy, like unexpected. But yeah, you're worried to commit to him because you know that you're going to have to let go of Nico and detach from Nico if you do. So it's like a double-edged sword. But your guides are saying that you're worthy of love and you're worthy of commitment, and that like this relationship was really surprising, and that like if you cut Niels off and just decided to move forward with Nico, you might find yourself longing for Niels. You might actually miss him. Like, he's such a new installation in your life, but like your soul wants to explore this relationship. So to be honest, to me, the energy leans toward Niels and towards you just, you know, trusting the fact that like you wouldn't have started dating this guy or even went down this path if like you really did feel that way about Nico. I think you do feel the way that you're saying, but like I think what you want more is a boyfriend, a relationship, somebody around you, somebody who can be with you now. And that's what you're getting, is that you can't get that from Nico, you know? So it's hard, but there is a decision that needs to be made, and it will be dangerous if you just keep floating in the middle of both these guys. It could turn into a situation where you're leading them both on. I don't think you do that, but I've seen this happen to people before. I've done this before. Basically having two boyfriends, and it's exciting and it's thrilling and it's like naughty, but it's like it will eat you up and it will drain your energy. So take it from me, I've been here before. I had 3 guys going at once. At one point, it was a crazy time. But, you know, you're just dating, you're minding your own business. But, like, once stuff starts getting serious, it's time to make a choice. And I think things are very serious with Nico, and it's going to be hard because you're going to have a conversation with him where you're like, hey, like, I care about you, but I met somebody else, and like, because of that, like, I can't talk to you anymore. Like, I wish you the best, and I'm sending you love, and like, you know, it's not going to be one of those situations where you can keep talking to him or let's be friends, or because if Niels ever finds that out, or like, there's just no way for you to be just friends with Nico. It's like all or nothing with him. So it's hard. It's like a loss. Like, you gain this commitment, but you will lose one or the other. And I think these cards are saying that if you choose Nico, yeah, you probably see him, but it's just so far off. And I see a lot of conflict with the long distance relationship. And like, I think there's already been conflict with it being long distance. And that's the reason you met Niels, because you're lonely and you want to be with someone. And here's someone that's going to offer you that. And you'd be so surprised how much you will miss Niels and long for him. And like, if you chose Nico. So you have to make your own choice. You have to do what you want to do. And if you decide to choose whoever, you're going to be happy. It's not an easy choice. It's not black or white, but your guides are just like, you're worthy of this commitment with Niels, and he wants this, and he cares about you, and he's great, and you have a friendship, and like this could move forward. And like, yeah. So I don't know, I kind of want to pull you some of these cards about like blockages, anything you need to know, any advice for you. I hate this card. I hate it I want to rip it up. I hate it when I pull this card. It says, are you in denial? And this card comes out gently to kind of be like, you gotta like realize the path that you're on and like what's being built here. You haven't done anything wrong yet. You haven't deceived anybody yet, but you're close to that, and you're gonna have to make a choice. And that's why you came to me with this reading. I think it's a good problem to have that two men are obsessed with you. Get it, girl? Leave your comfort zone. It's going to be a very uncomfortable conversation to tell Nico the truth, but I think he deserves that. Or to tell whoever the truth, you know? Hey, I'm sorry, there's somebody else. Like, you know, tell Nico, hey, I'm sorry, but we need to detach. Like, I can't talk anymore. Like, I've loved this connection and this idea of us seeing each other again. You meant so much to me, or whatever, you know, but I have, you know, I'm with somebody now. And this says accept your mistakes. Like, you've gone off in this fantasy world with Nico of what could be and run off with it, but then, like, you also went off and dated this other guy. And, you know, it happens, you know? Like, trust your inner spirit. That tells me that you want a relationship. You want it now. And, like, Niels was not manifested for no reason. And then this is just, like, you can't, like, if you just keep just doing whatever and not making a choice and just kind of hoping it will be made for you, that can create problems, making a choice. But your guides want you to be happy. They're like, you have so much on offer here. Ugh, it's hard because I see how much Nico cares about you too. But yeah, you're gonna, like, I think you're gonna get a text from Niels over here. He's gonna want to meet up, and like your next date is gonna be really magical and special, and like maybe he'll even ask you out and like get ready, like something beautiful is gonna happen. And your guides know that you're confused, but just pray for clarity and guidance. I feel like this choice needs to be made soon, but not necessarily like today. So you have a little time. I hope that resonates with you. Thank you so much for your support. And we're going to move on to the next person. Lunar Sunset. Okay, that's fun. Okay, so you've been interested in somebody for like a few months now, and you're just wondering, like, what is their true personality like, and like kind of who they really are. And yeah, we can do that. We can pull back the curtain. We can kind of see like what's going on, what they're about. It's fun. I feel like a detective. Who are you? Okay, this person? What do they like? What's their vibe? What do you need to know? I think this is so sweet. This is the Four of Hearts, Four of Cups. It's like kind of like your energy going out towards them and like you dreaming about them, thinking about them, sending love their way, trying to figure them out, trying to figure out maybe what makes them tick. I see this person has the energy of the Princess of Swords. And if this is a man, don't worry about it. Like, this is, sorry I'm calling them a princess, if so. But it's like a vibe, it's an energy, and it's like mixed with the Magician. So this is like not just like a, sometimes I'll pull the King of Wands or the Queen of Cups or something. This person's like kind of a mixture. They're like a little different. They've got like really yin-yang energy. It makes me wonder if like they're like an air sign, but they're also like a fire sign, like air sun, fire moon, or something kind of like that in their chart. They're definitely very smart, very well educated. Doesn't necessarily mean that they've like been all the way to college and master's degree and all that stuff, but like they're capable of that, or they did well in school, or like they study hard. Like I definitely see that this person education and like language and writing and journalism, and like they're very fascinated with politics. They're like probably view themselves as like an activist and get very heated and opinionated about things. I think we're getting more of a divine feminine energy here because they are creative. They like to create with their words. They could be really into, I was gonna say like poetry, but I feel like it's more writing, journalism, speaking, podcasting. Like they could, if they're not doing something like that, they're not streaming or podcasting, it could be like they have a goal to do that, or they'd like to do that. I see that they're someone who is currently like, what I'm seeing currently is going on with them is that they're definitely dealing with some burdens, like when it comes to their career and their work. I mean, we're always like going through shit, right? But I think right now they didn't feel like they had a lot of opportunity growing up, or maybe their family or the people that raised them didn't really set the best example or didn't provide for them. So they're having to just kind of go at it alone and like hustle, and like I see them working with their body or their muscles, and like their back hurts, or I don't know if they work in a warehouse or like something like that, or they've done back breaking work, but like they're really trying to get out of that. They want to use their mind more. They want to work like more with their brains and their intelligence. And I feel like this is what they're manifesting. We get the Magician because this person does kind of have a stroke of luck around them. Like they're a very lucky person. They tend to manifest things that they want. They tend to get what they want. They they tend to be somebody who is, I just get this vibe like they have a very adventurous life. I feel like this person has a dream to live somewhere abroad, or live somewhere like very different or out of the usual. They might have like an obsession with like a specific country. Maybe they've never been there, but it could be tied to like their grandma was from there, or someone they knew went there, or they've just always seen pictures and thought it would be like the best place. So it could also be that like something about the water, like they want to sail, or they want to take a boat there, or they like want to live yacht life, or I don't know. They like very independent person. So as far as like a relationship with them, like they are interested in people that are like kind of similar, like non-attached, like kind of aloof, kind of like they don't like clingy people. I'm not saying you're like that, but I just kind of feel like they're content being alone. Like in order for like them to want to be in a relationship, it has to be someone that's exciting and spontaneous and adventurous, and like someone that like is gonna just kind of take them out of their comfort zone and, you know, be fascinating. So if I was gonna say to, if you want to appeal to this person, excuse me, sorry, if you want to appeal to this person, obviously be yourself. Don't try to be anybody you're not. But you might want to play up the qualities of spontaneity. You might want to play up your adventurous side. You might want to play up the fact that like you're independent and like you're strong and you're motivated and like you have interesting ideas and goals and something like that. This year is going to be really big for them. They are going to go off and maybe go somewhere or travel to this place or get that goal. So I do see like a window where like you need to shoot your shot or open up to like make yourself known to them, because it seems like they're kind of going off and away, and like their goal is like, I'm leaving this town, I'm leaving this behind. Like they've had this goal for a while and they're getting close to it. Let's see, what else do you need to know about this person? Yeah, socialize. Your guys are like, don't hide in the shadows. Like, start befriending them. This person is more likely to fall for you if you just are friends with them first. And this says trust your instincts. I think some of these things I'm telling you, you probably already know about this person. Like, you're more psychic and intuitive than you think. Like, you've already tapped in their energy. They are saying you're going to have to be bold. Like, bring out your bold side. And this person is also extremely bold. They're not afraid of anything, but they're saying, yeah, you need to have a bold strategy when it comes to them. And they're just saying, like, to be confident and, like, relax. You know, you could sit there kind of wondering who they are, or you could go find out. Let's see, do they notice you? Do they have any feelings for you? Yeah, this person is tricky to pin down. They're not putting their life on hold for anybody or anything. And like, if you kind of have an attitude like that, they kind of want what they can't have. They're kind of like more likely, they want to chase, they want to pursue. They definitely have come across your social media, or like it's possible they've seen pictures of you, and they, it might also be like for you to portray that. Like, you don't want to like be anything you're not, but like you could spice up your social media or your dating profile. So like when you start chatting with them, talking with them more, like they're probably likely going to come look, and maybe they already have, and you can put those qualities and those sides of yourself forward. The art of seduction. They feel a soul connection with you. They do feel a soul connection. I feel some potential here between you guys. Yeah, shoot your shot. I hope that this resonates with you. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you next time. Pia, what's up, Pia? So great to hear from you. Oh gosh, Pia, I'm so sorry to hear that. You've just been going through such a tough time, and you've just been feeling down and just kind of overwhelmed and stressed after like a string of things happened to you back to back to back. And you're just wondering like, how can you move forward and like get out of this? And Pia, you're not alone. The same thing just happened to me. And I know like I relate to you guys like a little too much sometimes, but this question like really is hitting me hard, because like, yeah, like it's been back to back to back, and I keep feeling like am I ever gonna get a break? Like, is my reward coming with my blessings? What are my manifestations? The hell, like, I give so much, like, and then that's like a negative perspective, but sometimes you got to be real and like let yourself break down and be pissed and just be like, wow, this hurts. Like, this has been happening back to back to back, and like, why can't I get a break? Now, you know what I'm gonna say. You can't blame everything on the planets. You have to take responsibility for your life. But we just had a crap ton of retrogrades this summer. And then we had Mercury retrograde. And then we had the eclipse. And now it's the Gemini moon. And like we had like a week of cool stuff, and then we had like, oh, now we're in Sagittarius season, and like, but the energy has just barely shifted to like a more peaceful energy. It's gonna be nice the next couple weeks, and then we've got fucking Mercury retrograde again. So just know it's gonna happen again. But can you just make it through to February? Can you make it to February? Make it past these damn holidays. I call it the shoe drop season because we're always like waiting for the other shoe to drop, because this is the death season. It's normal to like lose your leaves like the trees. It's normal to fall apart. It's normal to be exhausted and tired and want to rest and reflect right now. I just want you to know this is exactly where we're supposed to be. Can you grab me the Wildwood book? I think it's in the other room. Anyways. Yeah, we're going to use the Wildwood deck for this. Let's pull for Pia. That was on the bottom of the deck. It's just you're going through a lot of grieving. You're done with these cycles. You're done with the karmic cycle. You're done with the same thing happening over and over. It's like a tower moment in your life. But some of this has to do with your manifestations. You might have been, if you're like praying to the universe, like hoping and wishing and praying, like, I just want to increase my wealth so I can move into a better house and like have more time for myself, and I just want to work a new job that I feel more inspired by and like be on my true path, or I wish I could just like fall in love and meet my person and like just have that, their arms around me and that support, or like you putting these energies out for the things that you want, and you're putting these energies out for the things that you want, and the universe is like listening to you always, and these are visions and manifestations you've had, and so all of a sudden solutions start being generated for you, opportunities start being generated for you, and usually the way that happens is like your world will shift and things will fall apart because you can't take your old life with you to the new one. And sometimes like you'll have the death of a loved one and you're just like, this is not a blessing, it's a curse, but I always say death is the final gift, and sometimes people choose to leave the planet at a certain time so that they can be the most helpful on their way out, because when there's a death around you, everyone else will go through a death cycle of death and rebirth, and things are never the same, and so some type of loss has happened, and I see for you multiple losses, and it's sad, and it's the harsh reality of life, and it's contrast, and it's suffering, but this is how change is created. So your job is to just be still with it, to shout and cry and scream, to purge it, to purify it, to allow it to flow through you, to wait until the dust settles, because on the other side, you'll be renewed, you'll be transformed. And from there, you're going to have a new idea. You're going to get clarity. You're going to make a different choice than you normally would have made before all this shit went down. And that's going to be your path to your truth, to opportunity, that's what will create your rebirth. So it's all useful. Everything and everyone plays a role. It all goes together. You're being called to face a lot of fears right now. That's what this last eclipse season that we had in November was a shit show. That eclipse season got us to face some of our biggest fears. I haven't cried like that in like 6 or 7 years, personally. So I just want you to know you're not alone. And as a therapist, tarot reader, as a tarot reader, and sometimes I feel like a therapist, as a tarot reader, and a life coach, I'm hearing stories from people, and I'm noticing like, wow, everybody seems to be back to back to back going through all of this right now. And maybe I have a feeling there's a lot of people around you that are going through something similar, but like they don't dare tell anybody because they're terrified and traumatized and embarrassed. But a lot of people are covering up these same situations that you're going through with smiles and selfies and beautiful pictures, but the truth is it's like a lot of people are suffering. You feel very alone, and it's been tough, and And that's just where we're at. This full moon we just had that's upon us right now, full moon in Gemini, is called the cold moon. It's called the bitter moon. It's not a pleasant one. It's like we realize we can't keep going how we've been going. Like something's got to give and we've got to change. And it's hard to make those changes when we're exhausted and we're beat down and we're like, can life just give us a damn break? But you're going to get your break. You're going to get your rest. That's what Spirit is saying. See anything else you need to know? The universe is giving to you, wants to be generous with you. There's manifestations coming around the corner. I know it's easy for me to say that, sounds cliche. Oh, everything's going to be fine. But doesn't help you for where you're at right now. But a lot of things, the rug's been pulled out from underneath you. You're hitting rock bottom. You really got nothing left to lose, and you're about to take a big risk. So trust yourself. A new desire is forming in your heart, and it's going to be a desire that's formed out of passion, maybe anger, maybe frustration. But you can take that energy and you can alchemize it, and you can use it to take that risk, to move forward, to say, you know what, fuck it. I'm not going to accept this anymore. I'm not going to live like this anymore. I'm going to let love guide me and not fear, and I'm going to make this choice. And it doesn't matter what that choice is. Just know it's got to be something different. Keep going as you've been going. So, a lot of this is anxiety too. A lot of, some of the worst fears are never going to happen. It's just in our head. The battle is within. And this sounds like gaslighting, like, oh, just relax. But really, your guides are like, you don't need to do anything right now. You do just need to find your center and relax and like surrender and let it be taken care of. And you're connecting more with your intuition. You're like, when you find that peace, the intuition comes. My suggestion for you is to go on a nature walk and say a prayer before you go, or just put up your fears and go into nature, and you're going to come back with your answers. You're going to come back feeling more at peace. Connect again with yourself. You're part of nature. Nature's a part of you. We're so disconnected from it this time of year. Put on your snow jacket, your raincoat, or whatever. Get out there. And this is all coming together in a beautiful way for you. Serendipity is upon you, and this is kind of how serendipity comes. When your manifestations come, it's not always this beautiful, like, perfect, the red carpet rolled out for you, butterflies, sunshine, rainbows. It can appear like a storm, but or a forest fire. I like to say that. It can appear like a forest fire. There are some plants that only grow after a forest fire. The forest fire comes and it actually fertilizes the soil, and then there's this new growth. And so, let that fire rage and roar around you. Just don't get too caught up in it. And once that dust settles, or the ash settles, you're going to see new growth you've never seen before. So I hope that this resonates with you. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you next time. Chelsea Perkins says, the fall has been tough. Oh, I know. Yes, I feel the same. No matter how positive being, it's hard. Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes you don't have to be positive. Let yourself be pissed and rage at the universe for like a day or two, and write some angry shit down, and make a painting, and talk to your friend about how pissed you are. But just don't stay there too long. It can be, we can abandon ourselves when we try to be fake positive in the face of trauma. Sometimes we have to be with ourselves and let ourselves just have that breakdown. But then you got to pull yourself back up. All right, Gomez is next. What's up, Gomez? All right, so how should you receive inspiration for your personal project this winter? Aw. Oh my gosh, Pia, you're saying it resonated so much you even cried. Thanks so much. Oh, Pia, I wish I was there crying with you. I feel it. I'm so happy for you. We're gonna make it through this. Back to Gomez. So, inspiration for your project. I'm not sure if this is like your video game project or something like that. I'm kind of having a feeling maybe it's like something tech related, something very creative. But it's interesting because there's this message that's coming out for you about like the new career path you're on, like with mental health, and how like you're such a compassionate person and your like light working gifts are coming alive, and like you have so much energy that's being given to you, and like you're actually not going to have trouble getting inspiration at all. I think it's more just like how can I actually accomplish this and be consistent, because I'm actually seeing like, you know, something about like neurodivergency and like how easy it is to get distracted and it's hard to be consistent, and I can relate. I'm on the spectrum, and like it's you know, squirrel. You get distracted. It's also might just like a little indecisive because you have some choices to make, like, you know, what's this layout going to be like, what's the color palette, and it's like design choices and things like that. And like it can just be really easy to get caught up in all the options and all the choices, and like instead of just like committing to something. So I actually see like you having boundaries with your time. I would highly suggest like the timer method, where you set a timer for like 15 or 20 minutes, and you just like, you know, you make a list of the things that need to be done, like choose the color palette, the font, like the little things, like the design choices are like little things that need to be chosen with this project. And then, you know, picking one thing a day or one thing a week, setting a timer for 15 or 20 minutes, going hard at it, and then setting a timer for a half hour and like letting yourself browse the internet or like read a book or get distracted. Like just basically schedule in time for distractions, and then you'll be able to focus better. I think it's more about focus for you. But you're receiving a lot of protection and a lot of support for this project. You have what it takes, is what they're saying. And I see that there's this amazing energy that you have, and like you're getting ready to just really create something powerful. You, like, you do have times where you just like hyper focus, and you can get a lot of shit done. And like for so long with the tech stuff, you were doing it for other people, other companies, and now it's really great that you can bring that back to yourself. And there's something just really beautiful and really powerful about this gift. Now, you're going to find it a lot easier to get inspiration and to commit to this because Mercury's in Capricorn now. That's probably why you're thinking more about this project. Maybe like it's been in your mind, but you haven't been able to like move forward. There's the choices that need to be made. This is the perfect time for that. I feel like some stuff has been coming up for you lately, and like the full moon kind of threw you off, and like we're transitioning out of that energy, and like the next couple months, like the end after the holidays, especially January and February. February is going to be a great month for you. Like I see that you're also going to find somebody who might help you with this project. Now, I think it's important that you do this alone, that it's a solo thing. Sometimes other people can distract you, but it's almost like they might have some input, or they've already like done something like this. It could be somebody that you meet in like a Discord server, or like I see something about you finding like a support group for this project, other people who are making similar projects. And just don't get too distracted networking and socializing with those people that you don't like focus on what you need to do. But this is like this message about how this project came to you because you got really honest with yourself about who you were and what you wanted and like what your gifts were, and like you've been on this journey to just be your true self and be authentic and to create like a fun, inspiring life. And your life is only getting more fun and more inspiring. And I think just working on this project, just thinking about it, just kind of getting things moving forward is going to bring you so much bliss. and so much growth. And I actually see something about this attracting love into your life. This has nothing to do with what you ask, but Spirit wants you to know that you're manifesting love, that that's still going on in the background, that there's a really cool partner for you, and that, like, something about you sharing this project with them or telling them about it is something that actually they think is very attractive. They're like, oh, wow, like, you made that or you're doing that? That's awesome. Like, it's also a way that you can kind of tell that, like, this is your person, because they're going to care about that. They're going to care about the things that are important to you. This card looks really scary, but it's about, like, spirit guides. It's about, like, protectors. Like, you have guides and ancestors that you're, like, channeling as you're tapping into this creative side of yourself and you're making this project. Like, you're tapping into, like, the Akashic records. Like, you have access to infinite knowledge and wisdom. And that sounds crazy, but, like, you are channeling stuff through this project. It's a very spiritual thing, actually. And so have fun and embrace the energy of your inner child. And this is funny. This is fire, which I always see this as, like, the passion card, and it says release. Like, you don't need to find the inspiration. You have it already. You just need to release it. You just need to do it. And yeah, I'm getting for you the Empress, like, abundance coming through this project. And they're just like, it's time, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself. And then this is also, like, somebody who's very smart, somebody who's very calculated, somebody who's using their logic and their intellect and making decisions that need to be made. And it's a queen because it's, like, creative energy. And I think this is also seeing the humor in a situation, because I think, like, something about, I see you going to, like, a convention or something, or, like, it's weird. I kind of get this message you're going to meet somebody at a convention, or you're going to go to some kind of tech convention or something kind of like that, and you're going to see a project that's very similar to the one you want to make. And you're going to be like, well, shit. But you're also going to be, like, really excited and inspired because, like, you can take something from that, or you can learn from that, or, like, I don't know, there's going to be some really weird synchronicities happening, like, once you really start getting this off the ground. And there will be other people who will come to help, but you're going to have to start it yourself first. So I hope this resonates with you, and I'm excited to get you your other reading later this week. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you next time. Peace out. All right. Shar is next. Hi, Shar. Ooh, so Shar, you just started your online business selling candles. That is so exciting. And you're just wondering, like, if there's any guidance or advice for you on how to have a profitable 2023. So, oh, well, that's crazy. So, when you're trying to sell something or market anything, you're not just going to sell or market the product, you're going to market the experience. So as you're creating, I'm seeing videos, I'm seeing you TikToking. I think, candles, you don't have to make this like a spiritual thing, but candles are definitely used for magic. There's all sorts of uses for them. And I think, like, you're going to find creative ways to market these candles, and you're going to find a niche, and it's going to stick. So it very well could be something, about magic, or this color of candle can help attract this thing, or this candle was made to help you attract that, or this candle will help you with this, or, the oil that's used, or something like that. There's always also, like, a lot of responsibility that comes with this path. I am really seeing something about candles and healing and magic for you. And you don't have to be totally, like I said, spiritual woo-woo about this, unless that's totally your shit. Go for it. Own it. But I see that there's a way that you can do this in a way that's, like, responsible and kind of, like, opens people's minds, but is also, like, very, like, doesn't block different people in different groups and religions and whatever from purchasing your candles. Um, I see that, like, not only are you going to be selling these candles, but you're going to be motivating and inspiring other people, because I think showing people behind the scenes of your small business, and you like packing orders, and you like just creating it, and like just opening up the whole process might also inspire other women and other people to start their businesses. You might start this candle business and get really successful at it, and then pivot into like helping other people launch their businesses. So I don't think this is just going to be candles. I think you're like, this is what you're starting with, and you're going to become successful at it. And ultimately, people are going to start coming to you with questions, or you're going to start making more content on like how I got my candle business from this to that. And it's going to be so much more than just selling candles. It's going to be like your lifestyle, your influence. You're going to be motivating other people. I think kind of selling the fact that your candles help create change in people's lives. Like, you're bringing a new item or new object into your life, and anytime you do that, it will change something. So remember to sell the experience. And it's not just that it smells good and it looks pretty, it's the energy, the fire, the flame. Like, think about that, meditate on that. I also see, like, people sometimes light candles for loved ones, appealing to people's it's not being like manipulative, but it's marketing, like kind of appealing to people's emotions, or telling stories about how your candles can help and heal, or like the ways you can use them. Like, be really creative about that. It's funny, I pulled honesty and awareness again, like I just pulled for the last person. And I think that I feel like maybe like something that we deal with sometimes when we start a business is like imposter syndrome. Like, you're still learning how to use your own candles. You're still working with your product. You're still learning to make them. That's okay. Be honest about that. Show people how you messed up. Show people how you're figuring things out. I think a really great person to follow, God, I don't know what her name is. Maybe someone will know, but there's this girl here on YouTube that makes lip gloss. And she's always showing people like what happens if you accidentally fill it up all the way and like it spills over, or whoops, I made this whole batch and this thing happened, but I learned and I'm going to do better next time. Or like, it's just like, I don't know why I'm so obsessed with her videos of her just like making this lip gloss. It's kind of ASMR too. So there's just so many different ways you can spin this. Get creative and try to do something people haven't done before, but it's also okay to copy other people. You're going to find other people out there selling candles. Lurk those people. What's working for them? How are they marketing it? How do they get that video to go viral? Repeat the formula, but reinvent it and be yourself. What else do you need to know about this candle business, being profitable? Well, one thing I'm going to say is like, it's normal to not make a lot of money your first year in business. If you look at statistics, it takes years to turn like a living and profitable wage. Now, there are those people on TikTok who blow their shit up, but like, you got to go hard, and you're gonna be posting multiple times a day, and like, that's a lot of energy, and it makes sense, that you would manifest a big profit back. So don't be surprised if 6 months in nothing's happened, or there's just a couple orders. Anything is a win. I've started 3 businesses in my life, and one of my businesses took 10 years for me to get my first paycheck. Another one, years. This job took like 3-4 years to turn like a somewhat livable wage. And so it's a journey, and a lot of times online we see what looks like overnight success, and it's a bummer. I watch a lot of people give up the first 3 months, the first 6 months, the first year of starting a business, because like, it's just hard, and it's like you're putting so much out and you're not getting back. But you have to build your legacy, and it takes time sometimes to build a following. And there's definitely hacks. You could hack it a little, you could go hard, but there's something about this awakening a new path for you. I think it's going to turn into a completely different business than you even thought. Like I said, it's very exciting, and I see you being profitable. But adjust your expectations. Tell yourself, if I just sell one candle, if I just get one follower, if I just, if I inspire just a couple people, that's enough. So, but this is saying that things, you're very determined, and that this will move forward actually pretty fast. But you do need to like figure out what your options are and like start writing down ideas. And like a lot of this job is going to be like creating content, and it's going to be selling, and it's going to be learning about marketing, and it's going to be like, yeah, TikTok and stuff. The dreamer. They're telling you got to do this leap of faith, follow your dreams, and there will be unexpected opportunities with this. There will be like I said, you might end up being someone that helps launch other people's business. I see like maybe an online course that you start, or like you teaching other people how to do it, or like, but first you have to walk that path. You have to build that success, but this can take you places you never thought. You learn how to sell this, you can sell anything, And here's the Four of Earth. This says, be careful. Like, making candles, it's a lot of investment. It's a lot of money. You might not, a lot of businesses won't strike even the first year. So it's like a lot of materials, it's a lot of supplies. And it's not like purchasing all this candle stuff is that expensive, but like you might just feel like, oh my God, why is it not happening? I know you want to have a profitable 2023, but I don't know many people who start a business and in the first year, like they make shit tons of money and like it all blows up and stuff. Like you hear people talking about that on TikTok, but you don't see how hard they worked to invest. They don't see the 5 years that they tried to start 3 other businesses that didn't pan out. It's kind of a lie. But your guides are saying you've made good decisions, and like you are going to be giving your beautiful energy out to the world. And they're just saying take a sensible approach with this, be understanding. Like you are creating this pot of gold, and as long as you're stubborn and you stick to this path and you don't give up, you're going to get what you want. And this says defend your decisions, stand your ground. Like continue, like be consistent. And look, this is like the Chariot. Like the growth isn't always linear. You might just feel like you're just trucking, but there will be like a viral video, or bam, you wake up one day and like everything's sold out. So just keep working. You're going to get your moment. So I hope that this resonates with you. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you next time. Before break. It's the last one. Okay, I'll take a break after this one. All right. Elle. What's up, Elle? Okay, so Elle, you want to know his feelings for you, the person that's on your mind. For Elle. Okay. Okay, it's weird because I haven't heard this all day. Sometimes I get messages clairaudiently. Clairaudience means clear hearing. Sometimes I do hear messages. And today I've been using all my other gifts, and like I haven't heard anything, but I just heard he wants you. I literally just heard that clear as day in my ear. He wants you. But I'm seeing a lot of scattered energy. Like, I'm not surprised that you got a tarot reading to be like, how the hell does he feel about me right now? Because I bet you're confused, because we're getting that, like, he's wants to do something about this, but he's very insecure. This guy beats himself up. It's like he does not feel worthy of you or something. He's also really struggling with trust, and it has nothing to do with like he can't trust you. It's just like he doesn't trust anyone. Now, we're getting something about an addiction, And people's addictions like get really bad this time of year. And I understand. I've struggled with some addictions in my life. I mean, I think we all have. It can be anything from, you know, fucking something extreme like heroin, or it could be like smoking cigarettes or drinking or just addicted to video games or addicted to information addiction. Some people just like addicted to Googling shit, just like reading things and like politics and getting all caught up in that drama. Like, addicted to social media, addicted to Twitter, addicted to fast food. I don't know. I'm seeing something though about like them having some kind of addiction. It could even be alcoholism, but like I don't like on a scale of 1 to 10 of how bad this addiction is, to me it's like a 6, 5, but like during the holidays it kind of flares up a little and it's like kind of a toxic cycle they're stuck in. And you know, I'm never going to really recommend that you be with an addict, but I don't think they're just like an addict. I just feel like they're struggling with something right now and they're kind of dissociating and they've pulled back and they're using it to kind of numb themselves a little because it's just like coping mechanisms. So I don't judge this person, but I think because of that, like they're ricocheting back and forth between like I'm gonna come at her and then wait, never mind, like I don't feel ready to make a decision yet, you know, hot and cold energy basically. And this says you seem like you moved on. I know I'm the one that rejected you, but now I'm realizing that was a mistake. Like I do feel like they pushed you away, like they came at you really hard, then they pushed you away. And now they're regretting it, but they're like dealing with all this holiday full moon shit and not feeling worthy, and like they don't really trust easily in relationships, and like the beginning of this connection was just like really fun and really free, but like they can't maintain that image that they were like they like tried to just be like I'm chill and carefree, I'm unproblematic, but the truth is they're like really fucking depressed and like they're insecure and they're like self-sabotage relationships, and like they really like you, but like they also don't want you to know that, they don't want you to see that, they don't want you to see them, and they're like terrified of being vulnerable. You trigger them because they like really like you and like they feel like they actually have something to lose with you. And when they hook up with people or when they get in like connections, it's usually people they really don't give a shit about, or people that they like feel safe, like, oh, I can just reject them and it's not going to make that big of a difference. You might even know of their ex and be like, oh my god, like, not to be judgmental, but you're probably just like, why was he with her, or why did he date her, like, the hell. But it's because like that's their self-worth. So I'm sure you can relate, because we all have self-worth issues to some degree. But I think this guy pretends like he's got shit together and he's cool and like he's life of the party. And when he goes out on the town or you're with him, he's just like so incredible and like everybody loves this person, but they're the one that is the saddest. Like the person with the biggest laugh and the biggest smile in the room is usually the one who's the most depressed. It's like kind of like the class clown kind of energy. So I don't know, I'm like airing this person's trauma, like I feel bad, but I just see like it stems back to childhood and probably an alcoholic or addicted parent and like those generational cycles and traumas and things. It says they miss when things were simpler and easier between you. And also that they've been staying up late, thinking about those nights you talk for hours. They want to find a way back into your heart. So despite all of this, they have feelings for you and they miss you. They don't know how to reach out right now. And they're like, I just feel a lot of like toxic shame and guilt surrounding them. And this has nothing to do with you. Like, you're such an angel and you're like so kind to them. And like, I wish that they knew that they're worthy of having like someone like you. I wish they knew how much you cared, and like even if you told them, it's like they wouldn't believe it. There is a lot of chemistry here. I think I got it reversed, but not because there's no chemistry, but because like there's intense chemistry, and it's like even though he's like afraid, like he keeps like coming back. It's almost like a little kid that touches a stove or that touches the fire because they're just so mesmerized by it. Like they know they're gonna get burned, but they just like do it anyways. Like, yeah, that's like him with you. And I also see that he's really struggling right now financially, and like this is a really bad time for him. If you're thinking, should I reach out? Don't. Like, let him come to you. Maybe he'll feel better in a couple of weeks. Wait till after the holidays. Maybe you were kind of hoping, oh, will we spend New Year's together, or like, will we like see each other and hang out on holiday break or something. I don't know if that's likely. They're more likely to hermit and to hide, but you might see them around. Um, I feel like this isn't over yet. I get the engagement card. I don't think it means you're going to be engaged to be married, but I think this means he will engage with you. He will reach out to you. Um, he's got some battles to fight, but like, I'm not trying to make excuses because I think if a man wants to come after you and pursue you, he will, and there's like no excuses. But like, really, like, I'm getting all this background information, I'm getting all this stuff, and I'm just kind of feeling like you're being told like he's not avoiding you, he cares, like he likes you, he's just kind of fighting some demons right now. And he has a passion for you. He keeps thinking about you. I don't know if you guys have hooked up before, but he's thinking about that, or he wants to. Like, he just needs to like feel confident to approach you. And he feels very connected to you, very like loyal to you. I don't see him having feelings for anybody else but you. I don't see him caring about anybody else. Um, it's funny because he almost thinks you've moved on, but like you think he's moved on. But he wants to do something, but this there's a blockage. There's a blockage. So I don't know. I like to add an extra question in here and be like, is there anything that you can do to like clear blockages between you guys on your end? I really think it's just you're gonna have to be patient and lean into your divine feminine energy and just keep doing your thing. But I also think you shouldn't just allow him kind of in and out of your life so easily. But at the same time, if he comes to you, throw him a bone. Maybe let him know, like flirt a little harder, like, let him know you're interested. He might need a little encouragement. Allow friendship. Yeah, just focus on that. You're gonna have to, he needs time to trust. He's so touchy. But I don't get a feeling to tell you, walk away from this, or he's not worth it, or you deserve better. I don't feel like telling you any of those things. I actually kind of have hope for this connection. I think it's really sweet, the energy you guys have. And I feel like it's not yet. He's just going through some shit right now. Yeah, and that's it. There's no blockages on your end. Just be willing to kind of be patient with him through this. But yeah, this is a really beautiful connection. You guys are healing a lot. There's a soul connection here, so he might be a little triggered by you. So just be gentle with him, be yourself, and this energy is going to ebb and flow. So I hope that this resonates with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel and your support. And you guys, I'm actually going to take my last break. And when we come back, we have just a couple of people left. So I want to say thank you to those of you guys who are being patient and who are waiting for your reading. You're going to get it very soon. And I'll be back in about 10 minutes. Make sure that you click on part 4 of this session and we will wrap this up. So 10 minutes, part 4 will pop up, and I'll see you soon.